The best of Booktube this week. I don't watch all of Booktube, that would be impossible. There's over 40,000 channels. But I do watch a lot of Booktube, and these were some videos that stood out for me this week. My name is Jim. This is my channel, Books, Reading and Stuff. I will link to all the videos I mention in the show notes below, and there will also be a playlist for my best of Booktube this week. First, I want to look at Bob the Bookerer's Britney Spears, The Woman in Me. I looked in the first of these videos that flow at Great Jelly Libraries, look at Britney Spears' memoir, and now Bob the Bookerer. Bob the Bookerer doesn't usually talk about celebrity memoirs. Usually his channel's about literary fiction and particularly Booker Prize nominees. But here he had a very in-depth look at Britney Spears' memoir, and it was very interesting. And he looked at how we have different standards in the media for men and for women and their behaviours. It's interesting that the year has been bookended by two celebrity memoirs. In January we had Spare from Prince Harry, and now we've got Britney Spears' The Woman in Me. Both young people who've been in the spotlight for a very long time, from their early childhood, and both had mental health difficulties. Both came from toxic families, and both memoirs sold over 1 million copies in the first week. It's interesting to compare the two, I think. From November the 6th began the Read What You Own challenge. Many of us booktubers are continually buying new books when we've got lots of books we haven't read. I've got a whole shelf here. This is a physical TBR shelf. These are books I've got that I haven't yet read. And rather than buying new books, I could be reading these. MJ put out a video lining her final rules of the Read What You Own challenge. For this challenge, you can go read 10 books you own before you buy a new book. You could read 100 books you own before you buy a new book. Michael K. Vaughan is going from last year for 500 books. But it doesn't matter. It's not a race, it's not a competition, it's just getting you to rethink what you already own before you buy any new books or download any new books to Kindle. And MJ, in her video, she outlines her own rules because she's put her hat in the ring for the Booktube prize. Then if she gets books for the Booktube prize, that doesn't count against her challenge, and it's interesting to see her rules. The third video is just Martine reading Dollar Tree books for the month, which was very entertaining. This was part of her Chaos-tober, where she put out a vlog where she was just reading books from the Dollar Tree. One of the books was The Cottage in the Woods, which is a retelling of the Goldilocks tale. It was the first time an author had written for middle grade, but the author clearly couldn't write for middle grade because she used a lot of long words like assiduously and soporific, which your average 10-year-old would not have a clue about. The pros and cons of Booktube. We could do worse than watch Steve Donoghue's video about this on his channel. Steve Donoghue puts out more videos than any other booktuber I know. He reads an awful lot. He reads over 1,000 books a year. He's a dedicated reader. His pros and cons are very interesting. Among the pros, the community, the fun we have putting out Booktube content and connecting on a real level with other booktubers, other readers. Cons may be things like the envy we have for other people's books. They have books that we'd like to have, and for their skills at presenting their videos, and also the time it takes to make a video. Steve doesn't take as much time as other people because he doesn't edit at all. He just talks to the camera for 15-20 minutes and then uploads it to YouTube, and that's it. And he'll do this 3 or 4 times a day. He puts out a lot of videos, and they're worth watching. Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me, begins an Emily Dickinson poem. And there was a delightful video from CodeX Cantina. CodeX Cantina are the two booktubers, two YouTubers, Una and Crypto, who make incredible videos. They go into deep analysis of poems, of computer games, all sorts of things, and they're very entertaining to watch. It was a great review of the poem and a thoughtful account of what the poem means. Usually with these best of Booktube this week, I choose 5 videos. Just as I assembled the 5 videos to talk about for this video, I saw Greg of Another Bibliophile Reads had put out a video, the Bookish A to Z hot or not tag, which I think I should mention because it was a delightful video, and I have an affinity with alphabetic tags, as anyone who follows this channel would know. He goes through the alphabet from A for audiobooks to Z for zeitgeist and suggests his own reaction to each as whether it's hot or not. For audiobooks, for him, this is hot. For me, this would be not. I prefer to read with my eyes rather than read with my ears, but each of us has our own tastes, our own views, so it's interesting to see his list and how our tastes differ from his. I also suggested in the last video I did like this that live streams were best watched live, and I did watch a delightful live stream on Sunday, which was the FOMO book club live stream where they had the guest of Katie Lumsden from Books and Things, and they were discussing the 13th Tale, which was the book they read for September and October, and I read it too, so I was able to join in with the live stream. The book for November and December will be Shirley Jackson's We Have Always Lived in the Castle. I already have this on my Kindle, so I can take part in the Read What You Own challenge. I haven't committed to the Read What You Own challenge yet, but I think I'll commit now to reading 10 books I own before I buy any others. I know this is a small commitment compared to most of the people doing this challenge. I will see how I get on with the 10. So those are my picks for the week. If I missed any gems, please let me know in the comments. You can also like this video. This will give me a boost with the YouTube algorithm, I believe. And I will see you on the next video. Goodbye.